Hey, what's going on, guys? Pete here with MixBetterNow.com and LearningToMix.com, and today we're going to be taking a look at editing out breaths and mouth noises on our vocals. Let's jump on in and check it out. All right, guys, so I'm in the middle of mixing a hip-hop song for a client of mine right now, and I came across this situation where, as the mixer, I needed to basically take some editing liberty here, and I needed to make some decisions, to basically best serve the purpose of this song, in any way I can. That's always my job, so that's always what I'm going to do. Now, look, I want to talk about a little bit of breaths and vocals, and maybe sometimes mouth noises, or the way that some vocalists may deliver their performance. I mean, it varies from person to person, the way they might sing, the way they might rap, whatever it may be. And it's our job to sort of work around that and to essentially get the best performance while mixing for the session. So this will make a lot of sense here. Let me just go ahead and play this for you. I'll sort of explain what the vocal tracks are. Now, this is a hip hop track, okay? So during the verses there's rapping, and during the chorus or the hook, there is sort of kind of like a mantra, a phrase kind of repeated over and over again. Let me play this for you from the third hook here, so you sort of have an idea what's going on.
Work, redefiniendo el trabajo, más allá de ganancias, los lujos pa'l carajo. Work, no es por dinero, me refiero a los niños y la educación primero. I said work, mi trabajo es justo en mi entorno saludable, los buenos somos muchos. I said work.
Okay, just so you have an idea, we'll go from a little bit of the first verse here.
Only gave what I wanted, yeah, what I wanted, but something come around with, so while I work on the sound, yo, we doing this whether or not you getting down. Again, we proving that love is the movement. Yeah, love is the movement, and we show it through work to go on and prove this situation we in. I'm saying, how do we win? It's sin, so I'm flipping consciousness to my kin.
Okay, so you guys get a little idea of what's going on. So there is these affected vocals in the chorus, and I'm going to play it for you right now.
I said work.
So what Ryan's doing and his son Dante is doing, let's see, Dante's vocal is here.
I said work.
I'm going to bring this up a little bit.
I said work.
So they're saying work, and they're accenting, accenting? Did I just say that? Accenting, wow. What Shaggy's doing right here.
Los buenos somos muchos.
I said work.
Ponernos a trabajar, además de pagar deudas, el planeta mejorar.
Okay, so look, I mean, it seems like a very unimportant, maybe a nonchalant section of the song, and it's actually a very important part of this session. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So what is on his vocal is a very specific sound. It's kind of like that telephone megaphony thing going on, okay? When I received the session, and I got the vocal, matter of fact, let me just turn off these plugins for a second. So here's what the vocals sound like with no plugins on.
I said work.
You know what, I'm gonna loop this.
I said work. I said work.
Okay, and then what I've put on it to sort of accentuate it a little bit is we've just done a little bit of EQ. Now I know this doesn't pertain to editing, but I'm just showing you guys so you have an idea what's going on. So pretty standard EQ curve for what you might want to do for like a telephone style vocal, okay? A lot of low and high passing and just a little bit of tweaking over here. A little compression with the distressor, and then I'm using the Saturn from FabFilter just to kind of crunch up and dirty up the vocals a little bit more. Sounds like this.
I said work.
But as you can hear, listen to the ending. He goes, I said work. And listen to after work.
I said work.
So he's kind of getting his breath, at that time. And that's also part of the way that that he delivers his performance. It's a very breathy type thing. Now, what happens is with these plugins off, it's not as noticeable, especially in the session. But when you start to put things like compression on it, the compressor is really going to bring out all of the little, lip noises, and every little sound in the performance is going to essentially be audible. So now when he's breathing in, we're really hearing the kind of coming up. So I basically made an executive call to edit these out. We'll back up a little bit here. We'll play this one. Now there's a little, you could typically see breaths based upon that they're just very slight little blobs on the waveform.
I said work.
If I solo it, you'll hear a little breath.
I said work.
Now I've actually edited off that last part, and I'm going to show you how I did that. But we've just got this little breath in the beginning, and I wanted to leave the first one because it sounds a little bit more natural.
I said work. I said work.
Redefiniendo el trabajo.
But on the second one, I took off that first part and then that second, kind of, breath in.
Work.
No es
Back it up a little more.
pa'l carajo.
Work.
No es por dinero, me refiero a los.
And it's nice and clean and tidy right there. If I actually back out my edit here, sorry guys, get this out, bring this back. Look at this breath that I took out right here, okay? So you could see that. And if I bring it out on the beginning, right, there's a little inhale right there. So I came up, took out the inhale, and I came back here, got rid of that, that kind of breath out. Actually, it's a breath in on the end, and then I drew like a little fade just to ensure that it's not there. But this is what it sounds like if I didn't do it. We'll back it up a little bit. Sorry, I wanted the music in.
Ganancias, los lujos pa'l carajo.
Work.
No es por.
Okay, so you could hear though after work. That's really where my main problem lies. Here's the breath in the beginning.
Work.
And I just don't need that there. So like I said, all I'm doing is I have this on the finest adjustment mode here in Studio One. Now you can do this like if you're in Pro Tools, you can use the multi-tool, put it into slip mode, get it off a grid, and just, come in here and just kind of just get rid of it. And then I make sure I draw a little fade there. Same thing in the beginning here. So I'm doing that little fade in, and we're good to go. And listen how tight it sounds.
Ganancias, los lujos pa'l carajo.
Work.
No es por dinero, me refiero a los niños.
Right? So good. I did the same thing here. Here's the other one.
Me refiero a los niños y la educación
I
primero.
said work.
Mi trabajo es justo en mi entorno.
Now, if we take a look at this one again, right? There's that breath on the end. Let's see what's in the beginning. So there was really nothing in the beginning there. But nonetheless, I got rid of this breath.
I said work.
And I mean, he's doing it basically on every pass, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I had to listen, and I had to say to myself, well, how is this serving the purpose of the song? And I found that it was distracting from what Chaggy's doing during the chorus as well. So we're just pulling this back, getting rid of it, fade out, and it sounds nice and tight.
A los niños y la educación
I
primero.
said work.
Mi trabajo es justo en mi entorno saludable. Los buenos somos
I
muchos.
said work.
Ponernos a trabajar.
Right, so on the second part here, you're really hearing it. So again, all I'm doing is highlighting these two parts. I'm just going to tighten the front, little fade in. And then right here, you could really see how it amplifies that breath. You could just see it really growing in amplitude there. So I'm just going to slide this back. We're just going to get rid of this guy right here. Okay, it's gone. Do a nice little fade, and that's going to ensure that we're not going to have to deal with that breath noise. And like I said, it's really being brought out by two things. It's being brought out by quite heavy compression that I'm doing, or aggressive compression I'm doing on the distressor, and then by adding even more tape saturation via the FabFilter Saturn to really kind of make it sound authoritative in the session.
Mi entorno saludable, los buenos somos muchos. Ponernos a trabajar, además de pagar deudas, el planeta mejorar.
I put my work in.
So, listen, that's just something I wanted to show you guys and I wanted to talk about and address because it's important. Look, I might even do another in-depth video, or more in-depth, I should say, on some breaths. I mean, I'm looking down here at this lead vocal, and I could just see where the breaths are. So there's a breath right here, there's a breath here, there's a breath here, one here. Okay, you guys get the point, but I chose to leave those in. So there will come a time and a place where editing out every breath isn't necessarily the best thing to do for the song. It's not for the song's best intention, because people breathe when they sing and people breathe when they rap, right? I mean, that needs to be a part of the performance. But when it gets super distracting and it takes away from the performance, then it's a problem. Then we need to start making some adjustments. So as you can see, there are some parts that I've chopped out here that I've edited out, especially in the ad-lib down here, okay? There's all kinds of parts that I've taken out. Again, you can see these over here. So, these are just some ways that you can make some decisions. If you're mixing, of course, if it's your music, you can do whatever you want. But if you're doing work for a client or for somebody else, sometimes you just have to say, look, I'm going to do this. And, maybe you might want to talk with your client about it, or, maybe you might just do it and see if they say anything, be like, hey man, I took out some of those breaths. I hope you're cool with that, or whatever. But I bet you a lot of the time they won't notice it. I'm not saying do anything behind your client's backs by any means. I'm just saying that when it's a part like that, it's not like, oh man, I chopped out half your vocal on your verse. It's kind of a different thing. So anyway, I hope you guys got something from this. It was just something I encountered as I was working here, and I wanted to just kind of show you how I deal with some of these things, and that I just want you to make sure you be careful when you use compression and saturation and things like that, because it can really amplify all the bad stuff in the mix. Like, it'll help a lot of the bring your peaks down and stuff like that, but it's also going to bring all the nasty stuff out when you do that as well. So anyway, all right, that's it for me, guys. My name is Pete with mixbetternow.com and learningtomix.com. As always, I just want to say thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you. If you guys like this video, please like, subscribe, and share. I hope you guys all have an awesome day, all right? And I will catch you guys next time.